Hey guys, you're watching Z1 and Only. My name is AJ. Welcome to a special Halloween episode of ZONOCraft. The footage that you'll be seeing right now is going to be recorded after I've done this Q&A. As you can see, I'm not playing right now, but I decided to put a face cam on for this Q&A just so you have something else to look at than caving. You really enjoyed the last caving Q&A that we did, and we'll be doing a lot more in the future, I hope, because I really enjoy them too and answering these crazy questions that some of you come up with. And yeah, let's get into it, I suppose. Last episode of ZONOCraft, we've been slowing the episodes down as there's been less and less to do on Survival, but once the update comes out, obviously ZONOCraft will come back fully. But last episode I said, have you guys got a question that you want to ask for this Halloween Q&A? It doesn't need to be Halloween related, it can be just a general question, and if we get a bunch of questions, we shall do it. And there's hundreds. There's hundreds of questions. I'm not going to be able to get through them all. If this goes really well and you really enjoy it, then I'll happily do another cave and Q&A on the next episode, which will be, I'm looking at the schedule now, I think on the 3rd of November. So, although it'll be like after Halloween, it'll be like Halloween caving Q&A part 2. If you guys want, see how this one goes. If you enjoy it, let me know in the comment section below, and we shall do another episode. Because to be honest, I need to do a lot of caving because I'm like seriously out of resources on there, so it needs to be done. So, first question from RJG Studios YT: do you prefer a vampire or a zombie? So, a Halloween question to start off with. Do I prefer a vampire or a zombie? I'm going to presume that they mean like in an outbreak. Like, would I prefer to be in a zombie apocalypse or a vampire apocalypse? With zombie apocalypses, I think all of us now have had enough practice to know what to do. We've played enough games, we've watched enough films and TV series to know that most of the time zombies are slow, but if they're fast, there's still ways to get round it. We know that they're a little bit dumb. Mind you, some of them can be smart. Like, what was that film? Daisy? Warzy? Z? Something like that. And they, like, made a wall out of zombies. They're very clever. But on the other hand, a vampire outbreak would be scary, man. Vampires can shapeshift into bats. They can fly when they're in bat form. They can see in the dark. They're smart, super smart. That would be scary. So I would personally prefer to be in a zombie outbreak, no matter what zombie type it is, fast or slow, because vampire would be seriously scary. Next question from A. Adams. What is your favorite candy or costume? Okay, costume side of things, I've never dressed up for Halloween. Well, I've been to a Halloween party where it was like a fancy dress party. I think I went as a zombie apocalypse survivor, and I had like BB guns on my back and everything like that. I was like proper decked out like someone in a zombie apocalypse would be. That was pretty cool. But as far as like going trick-or-treating, and I saw this question a lot in there, as far as trick-or-treating goes, where I live, if I look out my window, no one's around me. I have 3 houses within a mile of me. 3 houses within a mile. My nearest shop, my nearest supermarket, is 7 miles away. And I live on a main road that travels at 60 miles an hour with no paths. It doesn't make it very easy to go trick-or-treating on. Therefore, to dress up as in a costume and go trick-or-treating with. So hopefully that's going to answer quite a few of the questions, because I've seen that asked there before. No, I've never been trick-or-treating. I've lived in this house all my life, and there just isn't enough houses to warrant going trick-or-treating on. But my favourite candy, I'm going to broaden the word candy to chocolate and everything sweetie-like. I really like, as far as like Halloweeny sweets go, I really like those love hearts, those little sugar candy love hearts that like have a different message on each one. I really do like those. I've got like boxes of those. I like with chocolate, I think I like my Maltesers, probably nearly the best in Galaxy. Maltesers are pretty good though. And you know those you know those lollies that look, that they haven't got like a round end on them. They're like two-toned in a sort of UFO shape, and they're like really sugary. I like those too. Probably don't know what I'm on about there, but I like those ones too. From Jack Perkins, hi AJ, I've commented a few times before. What pets have you owned? He owns a giant African land snail, lots of fish, a cat called Tiggy, for 12 years, wow. A ball python called Jeff, wow. And he's 3 feet long. He's 3 feet long and 2.5 feet long. Wow. That's crazy. That's a big snake. I've got a lot of animals, and to be honest, we have downsized over the years. A few years ago, we used to have a lot of goats. Before I start, okay, no, I don't live on a farm. No, the animals weren't kept to be killed and eaten. They were all pets. All of the animals that we've ever owned have been pets. Some of them are very unusual animals. Some of them are very unusual pets. But I live in a very unusual family that likes that kind of thing. So, ordinary stuff. I have 5 dogs. We used to have goats, and we used to have a lot of pigs. But we no longer have a lot of pigs. We only have 2 pigs now as pets. They're pet pigs. And I don't have any goats anymore. But 5 dogs. I've got a snake myself, Jack. My snake isn't quite as cool as yours. Mine is an albino corn snake. So, harmless snake. It's about 5.5 feet. But that is a few years old now. That's getting on. Probably around 10 years old, that one is. And there's a new snake as well. I don't touch the snakes. I don't like them. I don't know what the other snake is. It's a red snake. I'm pretty sure that that's also a corn snake. But he's only a baby. He's very, very small. He's probably around 60 centimeters or something like that. What else do we have inside? Oh, yeah. Inside I've got a ferret. A pet ferret. He's very, very friendly. But probably older than most of you that are watching this, or at least some of you that are watching this. He's about 14 years old, my ferret is. So it's quite strange to think that I have owned a pet that's alive longer than some of you guys watching this have been alive. That is mental to think. But yeah, ferret. Outside we've got a load of birds. I've got about 100 doves, white doves, about 100 of them. Inside an aviary, we've got some finches and some, what are they called? Chipmunks. I've got four chipmunks. I've got 2 donkeys. Yeah, 2 donkeys, a white one and a brown one. 2 pigs. My fiance has, I think, around 8 or 9 chickens, just as pets. No, like they don't even lay. They're chickens that don't really lay eggs that often. Like maybe like once a week they'll lay like 1 egg. They're not really good for like egg yield. But she just has them as pets. She just likes them, and she's also got some ducks as well. 9 ducks with a duck pond. I think that's everything. We've really downsized over the years. Oh, no. And the most weird one, I haven't told you the most weird one, an emu. We have an emu. We've had many over the years. We really enjoy having emus. If you don't know what one is, it's basically an ostrich, but they're more friendly. Ostriches can be quite dangerous, quite aggressive sometimes. Emus are like an ostrich. They look exactly the same as an ostrich, pretty much, but they're a little bit more friendly. So yeah, and they're still very fast. So I hope that answers your question. If I could change my name once, what would you change it to? From Tracy. What, my real name or my YouTube name? Let's go with my real name. If I could change my real name, I wouldn't. I like AJ. I like my real name, and my YouTube name I really like as well. I wouldn't change that either. I don't think. If you could change your name, what would you change it to? comment section below. That'd be interesting to see if any of you want a different name. From LCL or ICI Gaming. Would you rather be a ghost or a werewolf? Ooh. Oh, you need to weigh up the pros and the cons of each one to answer this. So a ghost. A ghost can go transparent, invisible, whenever it wants. You know, you can't always see ghosts. You can only see them some of the time. They can also go through walls. That's pretty cool. But a werewolf, you can be human sometimes, and a werewolf sometimes with amazing strength. No, ghost. Has to be ghost. I like the idea of being able to go invisible when I want and going through walls and stuff. Grace Collingwood says, do you play Pokemon? If so, what's your favourite Pokemon? I used to play a lot of Pokemon. My fiance still does play Pokemon. I stopped playing Pokemon after I finished Ruby, I think. That's a long time ago. I never played any of the DS ones. Or anything like that. None of the 3D style ones. I always used to play the old Game Boy original ones. I've played all of the original ones, but then up to Ruby, I didn't want to. Well, not that I didn't want to. I just couldn't have time. Pokemon games take a lot of time. But my fiance, on the other hand, she has played all of them. X and Y and Alpha and Omega. Are they the ones? I think I'm keeping up. There's so many that comes out. She tells me what's going on. I understand most of it. I don't really know too much of the newer Pokemon. I'm still one of these people that prefer the original set. I think out of all of them, my favourite has to be Pikachu. I've always loved Pikachu. Yeah, that's got to be the answer. There's no other one. Has to be Pikachu. From the Gaming Gun, what is the best scare you have ever done, and has anyone scared the living hell out of you? Best scare. I scare people all the time. I am dreadful for that. If someone's cooking, like in the kitchen, I will sneak up behind them all the time and clap. I usually clap. I could do a really, really loud clap, and that scares everybody. I'll sneak up behind, like if my fiance, for example, she sits on the couch, you can just barely see in the shot there. She sits on there, and if she's playing a game, she usually wears headphones because my TV is right next to her. So instead of getting two sets of audio, you know, two sets of game sounds coming through, I usually play mine through the surround surround, whatever way around you want to put it. And she wears headphones so she can hear hers. But when she's wearing headphones, it makes her pretty much deaf to everywhere else. So a couple of times, if she's been playing a really scary game wearing these headphones, she's in like tunnel vision mode. She has no idea about the rest of the world, you know, at this time. And I'll sneak out of the room through the door behind me, and I'll go outside. Let me, if I turn the camera, you can see that there's a window there next to where her spot is. Is that good? Yeah, next to her spot on the couch. And the curtains are usually drawn as well, because it's usually night time when she plays a scary game. I'll go outside and I'll bang on the window, like, really loud and aggressively, and you just hear her scream. It's so funny. As far as me getting scared, I get scared now and again, usually not through people deliberately trying to scare me, just through, like, I walk through a door and then suddenly, or I walk around a corner and someone's there and I didn't expect it. Yeah, I've been scared a few times. I can't remember off the top of my head though. Like, I've been scared. I've had the scared the living hell out of me. Has anyone scared the living hell out of you? I've had the hell scared. That's better. I've had the hell scared out of me while driving. I've been in my car, and an idiot driver will pull out, and I have to react super quickly to not crash badly. So that, as far as that goes, if that counts, yeah, I've had the I've had the hell scared out of me that way. Let's find another question. There's a load by the Gaming Gun. Let's do another one here. The Gaming Gun says, if you have a job, why would you start YouTube? When I started YouTube originally, I sort of had a my own business of doing up property development. So I would buy a house that is in a poor state of repair, that nobody really wants to live in because of the condition, and then I would renovate the property, meaning that I would put in new kitchens, new bathrooms, and paint it and make it look really nice, and then rent it out or sell it on. However, that job can't be done all year round very easily. If you want to do it all year round very easily, then you need to get a huge team in order to help you do it. I don't have a huge team. I do it by myself, and my family chips in where they can. So between one house being sold and me buying a new house could be a few months. Sometimes houses don't sell straight away. Sometimes they take a little while to sell, depending on the area and what the market is like at the time. So in those months that, or months or whatever, that I wasn't doing these properties, I was just sitting at home playing games. And I thought, after watching a lot of YouTube, over many years, I thought, well, why am I playing games on my own when I could record them and share them with you guys? So that's how that started, and then I've just stuck with it. I still have houses that I rent out, but most of the time I just do this now. It's a lot more fun. Okay, Icy Muffin, says, what's your favourite series? Ooh, let's have a look at the series list. I have a few. At the moment, I must say, I'll be talking about this more in the vlog that will come out on the 1st of November. We're back to a normal vlog. We're not doing another song or anything like that. I'll talk about all of that in the vlog, though. But my least favourite series at the moment is ZONOCraft. Not because I'm tired of Minecraft or I'm tired of ZONOCraft itself. It's just, on survival, we've done like 156 episodes, and there isn't too much left for us to do that we haven't already done. Yes, there's a few stuff here and there, and we've got the boat that we're building, but I like to have multiple things on the go. I'm one of these people that can't stick to one thing for very long. That's why I have a few series going, because I like to divide things up. I like to have loads of things going in my head at the same time and be able to work like that. So ZONOCraft is until we get a big update with a load of stuff. Now, this is being recorded a little earlier than it'll be going out, so if 4J have released an update, then I apologise for saying this. It's just pre-recorded, I don't know yet. Until they do that, then ZONOCraft will come back. It is one of my favourite series. I think it's my only survival series. And I really enjoy it, but we just need more stuff. But as far as my favourite series is, I really enjoy the hide and seeks, because they're just hilarious to do. Like, it gets my heart pumping so bad. And I really enjoy the mansion series, because that's just cool. I like them all, but those two really stand out for me. What's your favourite occasion from Aaron? Ooh, and keep up the great work, AJ, smiley face. Thank you. My favourite occasion, I like Christmas. I think Christmas has to be the best. I prefer Christmas over my birthday, because at Christmas, everybody gets to enjoy it. Everybody gets to have gifts exchanged, and family comes round, and you get to see people that you haven't seen for a long time. Probably since last Christmas. But with birthdays, you're the only one that's sort of super happy because it's your birthday. I prefer everybody to be happy. So I think, yeah, Christmas is definitely my favourite one. Timmy says, how old were you on your first Halloween? What did you dress up as? And do you still celebrate Halloween? Okay, so, I don't dress up. We said that earlier on about there's no one near me to go trick-or-treating with. The first year that I probably sort of was celebrating Halloween with everybody else, I would have probably been quite young. I can't really remember. But do I still celebrate Halloween? In a way, yes. In a way, no. I like to do videos that if there's a theme like Halloween or Christmas, I like to tailor my videos towards that theme and build things Christmassy or build things Halloweeny and stuff like that. On the other side of things, in the UK, I don't know where you are, Timmy, but in the UK, Halloween isn't really that popular. It's definitely not as popular as what it is in the States. In America, everything is like Halloweeny at this time of year. In the UK, the supermarkets go all Halloweeny. Like there's fancy dress stuff for sale, and the stores have cobwebs over them and stuff like that. But the population of the UK itself, most of them, I'm not saying all of them, but most of us, we don't really celebrate Halloween too much. I think as a country, we don't really do much with it for whatever reason. I don't know why we're not too interested in it, but compared to the States and other countries, we don't really celebrate it all that much. I know there's a lot of people that go trick-or-treating when you've got houses around you that that can give you candy. People do go, but it's not as big over here. It's definitely not as big. TGE says, what are your top 5 favourite games? I can't believe that we've been going for 20 minutes. We're going to have to end the episode off soon. So many questions. What are my top 5 favourite games? Okay, number 1, favourite game of all time, Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It can't be beaten. Number 2, Minecraft. Number 3, this is really hard to do off the top of my head. Number 3 is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Definitely. Number 4, Forza. The Forza series, I'm going to say. Racing series. And number 5, there's so many games that could be in number 5. Let me just turn around and look at my game collection. Hold on. Ooh, so many. There's too many. I can't pick a number 5. I'm afraid I can't pick a number 5. It could be a PC. It could be Skyrim, maybe. I don't know. I prefer Oblivion over Skyrim. It could be Fable 2. I really enjoyed Fable 2 when that first came out. I don't know. That's a really, really tough one to do. I got top 4. That's not bad though. Top 4. Let's do one more question. That's a weird one. No, I'm not going to do that one. TG says, are you ever going to do a video with your girlfriend, fiance, like a challenge? Probably in the future. Probably. My fiance is very camera shy. That's the only problem. She's very camera shy. She's a very sort of shy person in general. And then when you make a video that can be seen by 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, a million people, I think she gets a little bit more nervous. Hopefully in the future, because that would be cool to do. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe you guys have to try and convince her. I don't know if I'll be able to convince her, but maybe you guys can convince her. Let's do some more. Why not? Let's go for like another 2 minutes. Icy Muffin, what is your favourite block in all of Minecraft? My favourite block in all of Minecraft isn't a block, it's the fern. I really like the fern. I don't know why, I just do. It's just something that appeals to me. Leopardcraft, hey AJ, if you could be any monster, what would it be? Any monster? Ooh, what monsters are there? Something that can fly. A gargoyle's pretty cool. Gargoyles are pretty scary, and they can fly, and they can turn to stone. So they're pretty indestructible when they do that. Yeah, I'll go with that. Why not? I don't know of many monsters when you put me on the spot like that. Mind read or be able to go invisible. P.S. I love your vids. Thank you, Logan. Read minds or invisible. Read minds or invisible. Invisibility. Yeah, invisibility. Because if you could go invisible, then you probably wouldn't have to be able to read minds, because if the person thought that you weren't there, they would probably say what they were thinking anyway. It's a pretty smart answer, isn't it? Teddy bears and Minecraft rock. Hashtag Q&A. AJ, what is your worst childhood memory and your best childhood memory? P.S. How did you get so awesome? You're born with it. My worst and best. Okay. My worst. My worst childhood memory probably isn't really a childhood memory. It was a dream that I used to have when I was a kid. I used to have a reoccurring dream. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had that, but a dream, it used to be the same dream every night. And it was a stairway. And I was standing at the top of the stairway, and there was these hoops about halfway down. And what I had to do was I had to jump off the top of the stairs and like free fall down. It was a really long staircase, like 100 steps. I had to free fall down, and then halfway down I had to grab these hoops, and then that would swing me down to the bottom of the staircase. Now, it sounds really silly and probably quite funny, but every night I used to have this dream, and I used to jump, and I used to miss them. I used to not grab them, and then I would fall and wake up just before I hit the stairs, or the bottom of the stairs. And then after a week or two of this reoccurring dream every night, I don't know how old I was young, but a week or two afterwards, I started getting closer to the hoops. And then about a week after that, I managed to touch the hoop in my dream. You know, I managed to nearly get it. And eventually, I managed to grab them. And once I grabbed them and landed safely, I never had the dream again. And it sort of finished off that reoccurring dream. That was very, very scary at the time, because dreams can be quite scary. My best childhood memory, there's so many. As you can tell, my worst childhood memory is a dream. It's not even real. My best, there's so many. I could go for ages. My whole childhood is the best childhood memory. Nate L, let's do one more question. Nate L, Q&A. At what age did you meet your girlfriend, or is she your wife? And if so, when did you get married? I'm not married so far. I am engaged. She's my fiance. We've been together 5 years. Hopefully that's right, otherwise she's going to be really angry. 5 years, and that would have made me 16. 16/17. Because I'm 22 now. So yeah, late 16 years old, early 17 years old. I think I was 16. Yeah, I would have been late in my 16s. Anyway, that's gonna have to do it for this episode. We've got to like half an hour of questions. These are great questions. I love them. If you guys really enjoyed it, then let me know in the comment section below. And if you want me to, I've got a bunch more questions. We can do another Halloween cave and Q&A next episode. It'll extend the life of ZONOCraft a little bit longer, because otherwise we'll just be going back to the boat for a little bit and doing like one episode a week. But if we do a cave and Q&A, gives you guys another video, doesn't it? So we might do it. It'll be up to you. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode. Bye!